Thank you for joining us today. This is the second session of Juno Kata. Last time we covered the first set. Well, Juno Kata consists of 3 sets, so we're going to do the second set this week, and then the next set, the final set, next week as well. So we're going to just start off with the end of the first set, and I'll also try to give you the video to show how it really would look like in competition. But for now, we'll just walk ourselves through Juno Kata. Juno Kata, remember, is one that has fluidity or motion all the time. But as we said, when we're learning this kata, we're going to be choppy because we're going to take it piece by piece by piece. And therefore, you're going to have to eventually roll it all together. But again, think about the motion, that things are supposed to be flowing, again, like water or the movement of air. That's what we want to get. But for now, again, we're going to do it piecemeal. Okay. Last time, we also looked at the idea of having balance and control and moving with always balance. So you're never really off balance when you're moving. When you're striking with balance. And it's when Tori does kazushi, in other words, pulls you off balance, then that's when you'll see the disturbance of uke's balance. Okay, so recognize that there is kazushi, there is action, reaction all the time, defense and escaping. Those things are all integral parts, and you just have to recognize when those are occurring. So if you know what the story or the action is all about, then it's easier to demonstrate it and make sure that those elements are shown as you demonstrate. So we're going to start off with the return of the Tori and uke back to the center of the mat area. Last time when we finished it with the Ago Oshi one, where we're pushing the jaw, and after the submission, the 2 of them would walk toward back to the center. So let's take it from this point here where the center is, and we would have Tori on that side, yes, and uke. So we have an uke, and we have a Tori, and they just finished the last set. So now they would return to the center area, and uke would turn and face. So they're facing each other here. They are approximately 2 small steps away from center. And what happens now is that uke will turn to the side, and also remember the hand becomes a blade. So his right hand is now flexed in the katana position, the te katana, and his idea is to raise up the sword to the top. As he does that, and he's going to pivot. So when he pivots, now the blade of this hand is going to be facing forward, and his goal is to cut Tori's top of the head. So he steps forward, and she avoids. So you notice when she avoided, she stepped back with her right foot, then her left foot. Now she's going to proceed, right foot, left foot. Now she's going to proceed again, advancing with her right foot forward, 1, 2, forcing uke off balance. So that's why uke now turns sideways. Now uke is going to control the elbow and turn her. And then this is where Tori will demonstrate the kazushi with the elbow, reaching underneath with the left hand into the palm of uke, and then stretching to the final submission position. Again, last time we talked about how the body is stretched backwards and upwards so that there's kazushi to the rear, and rather than just arching the back so much. Okay, let's try it again the other side then. We'll flip it around. So this is from the other back side. The hand goes up, vertical, turn, stepping forward with posture and control. Wait for the hand to come to the lower spot. Tori will grab it, get turned around smoothly, and now she's grabbed with the thumb in the palm and stretches back. That's the submission. When you're submission, you're stretching this shoulder ahead with your right hand, and you're lifting up with your left hand. So you're in this type of position, lifting up here. Let's try that one together now. Grab a partner, and we'll put Tori on this side. Let's start off in the center. So we'll have a Tori and an OK on the center, off the center line. All right. So, OK, you're going to turn by swinging your right foot back, and now you're facing the other direction. Your right hand is going to have palm forward in that forward direction, yes, and nice stiff fingers. You're going to raise that up like a clock up toward your, once it gets to the maximum point, then you're going to turn and face toward Tori. So your feet are pointed ahead, and you're going to step forward with your right foot and slice down on the top of Tori's head. Tori's going to avoid by stepping back, chin down. Wait for the arm to get down around your waist area so the weight, the power is dissipated. And then you grab with your right hand, and then step ahead, tsukiyashi, so stepping right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. What you're doing is pushing back. So actually should not step back on his own. He will wait until Tori makes him step back, because Tori's going to advance and go on this side and push him back. At that point, then has to turn. Okay. Now, you're going to take your left hand and put it on the elbow, fingers down, fingers down. That's it. Point your fingers downward. Just stick your elbow. Okay. And with that left hand, is going to turn Tori around. Now Tori has to then pivot on his back, on his back heel, and spin around, spinning the right foot around. First of all, within range, do the cut. Hands up, bring it up to your ear. Everybody hands up, bring it up to your ear. Turn and face Tori. Okay, step forward with that right foot and chop down. Tori, step back, right, left. As that hand gets down by your waist, grab it with your right hand and step ahead with your right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Okay, so now Tori has his right foot ahead, left foot is back. Okay, you're going to cup with your other hand the elbow of Tori. Right? Now you're going to spin him around. So Tori, you're going to take that right foot and turn yourself around to the back corner. Spin on your left heel. As you do that, so you're now facing Tori, from the corner. Okay. He still has, you don't have any grip anymore, Tori. Yes. All right. So because still has your elbow, just pull him slightly by bending your elbow in. Yes. Take your left hand, the thumb, reach underneath and grab Uke's palm. Right. And then now step across with your left foot, right foot behind, and then step back one more time with the left foot. As you do that, stretch the arm upwards and push with your right hand on the shoulder. Good. Okay. And keep your heels, toes down. Okay. And then after the tap, then Tori will step forward to take off the pressure. Again, from a Tori's point of view, is avoid the cut. So as the cut's coming down, you're going to step back. There, right, left. As that hand comes down, take your right hand, you're going to push, and he's not going to move yet. I'm going to start to push and push. There. At that point, because I pushed him, he's off balance. He has to take a step back. If he didn't take that step back and left himself there, well, then I could throw him into the back corner. So obviously he has to get his balance back. So now he's got his posture back, is standing vertical, and Tori still has control of the wrist with his right hand. This is where now is going to take his other hand and cup the elbow of Tori, right elbow, and basically circle him around. Okay, so now Tori's going to have to spin by spinning on the back heel and swinging the right leg around. So as he does this, you end up facing Tori now. Okay. This is still cupped on the elbow, so just a little bit of kazushi here. Uke is always looking ahead. Take your thumb, stick it underneath, break it off here. Now step around without giving the posture back. In other words, when I step back, I don't want uke to be released off that kazushi. I want to maintain that imbalance there. So as I break it off, I'm going to step behind 1, 2, and then stretch back. And then step forward to release. Okay, that's what Tori's doing. Okay, your side, you're going to do the cut. You're going to feel the need to step back. Once you step back, now take that elbow, fingers down, and swing it around. And then keep the elbow cupped. Little kazushi there, corner. He's going to step behind and get your arm up into this position for the final submission. You're about 2 small steps from the center area. If you're too far away, you won't be able to do the cut. Okay? Face the back wall, bring your arm up, and cut. Now, Tori, you don't do anything other than wait for the hand to come down. When you grab the hand, it's a inverted yahazu, upside down. So the thumb is pointing downwards, yeah, and your finger is on the outside. Now, you're going to advance, sugiyashi, right foot. All right, so make them step back. Yeah, your spacing was too far apart. That's why you didn't have. Okay, then uke is going to spin by bringing the fingers around. Okay, spin them around, and Tori, just duck underneath your own arm, his arm, and end up facing him. Yeah. Okay. Then little kazushi. Where's the thumb in the palm? Get the thumb in the palm. Underneath, from underneath. Yeah. And then step behind. First with your left foot, right foot square, and then step back with left foot finish. Left foot back to finish. Left foot, other left foot. Okay. And then stretch them upwards. And then step forward to release after the tap. All right. At that point, that's the end of that one, kiriroshi. Kiri means cut, so kiriroshi is a cut action here. The next one is actually called ro kata oshi. So if you know what ro means, 2, yeah, and kata in this case is shoulder, and oshi again is a push. Okay, so on this one here, what happened after the finish of the last one? Go back into the finish of the first one. Yeah. Okay. There's a tap, there's a submission, and step forward. Now, we're actually out of spacing here. We should have been a lot closer this way. Yeah. So next one here, uke gets out of the way so that Tori can step in front of her. Okay, again, we should be a little closer to the tape, but that's okay. On this one here, what we're going to try is 2-hand push downwards. So uke is going to raise his hands up, extended up, and then push down with the palms of the hands on top of the shoulder. Again, Tori is going to react by not resisting, but actually dropping down and down low underneath that. The thing with this one is that she's going to have to eventually turn 180 degrees. So right now she's facing me front. She's going to step across with the right, actually, rewind. She will step back with the left foot and start to step across with her right foot. So it's the circling, twisting action. So once she's finished turning, she should end up facing, okay, now. Now, as she's going to step back with her front foot, which is the left foot, she's going to also grab with a yahazu grip on top of uke's right wrist. Right? When she does that step back, it forces uke now to get balanced, so he'll step forward with his right foot. Now, Tori has to again turn 180 degrees, so she's going to step across, and usually a left foot, the other foot will come across again. So now she's turned around one more time. As she does that, she's changed grips of her wrist. So now she's in both hands with the fingers on top and the left hand in front. So now she's ready to start to take off. This is normally done low, and again, today we don't have too many people that can get down low, so we'll do this one a little bit higher. But for the explanation side of things, she should be low and she should start to pull. That will make have to advance, but up to this point here, he's only taken the one step forward when she stepped back. So at this point here, his body should be relatively still straight. Even though it's being bent forward, it should be relatively straight. As she pulls harder, then Tori is going to start to step forward with her left and bring her left hand into the back. Okay? Then she takes off. What I mean by taking off is that you're supposed to be nice and level and then going upwards like a plane taking off the runway. Or as we say, the keel of a ship going upwards. So up, up, up. Because he's pushing hard, technically what she's trying to do is like a throw forward. So she's trying to do this forward throw. What he's doing as a resistance is to push her back up. In other words, the backhand is driving that back upwards. So now she's straightened up and she's reached the maximum height there. Now what she has to do is to turn her hips first so the hand slides off, and then step back with the right foot. Step back with the right foot. So turn the hip, and then, oh, you already stepped back now. Okay, and stretch back. And then that's the submission. Okay, so this one's actually got a lot of pieces. And for that purpose, I'm going to switch over to the video because it's a lot more clear what we want to show. This is where we started off, turning sideways, all right? Just to point out a few things, if you could see, notice Ukei's right hand is now facing the back direction and it's in a sword, it's turned into a sword action. She's going to now turn, raise it up to your ear, and then as she turns that, the blade of that is now going to face Tori there. So now she's in a position to strike. She's going to step forward with her right foot there and start to bring the hand down. You're going to see Tori step back with the right foot and then the left foot and let that blade go by. As the blade comes down toward the midsection, she's going to grab it with her right hand. And you can see how the position of Ukei with the right foot forward after doing the strike. Now Tori is going to advance Sugiyashi, starting off with her right foot. One. There's one. Now you notice that Ukei has not turned yet because she's not really off balance enough. But as the second step occurs there, then she has to turn because of the pushing of Tori. Now you can watch that Ukei is going to take her left hand, fingers down, right there. You can see the fingers are pointed downwards, cupped on the elbow. Let's turn around, and then there's the little kazushi. You can see again, Ukei is still facing straight ahead and not looking at Tori. Tori is going to have that little elbow kazushi, and now she's going to reach underneath with her left hand, thumb into the palm, there. Then after she has that control, she's going to step behind Ukei. Right, left, and then step back into the final finishing pose. Stretching the arm upwards, pushing with the right elbow or right hand on the left shoulder of Ukei. After the tap, then she releases by stepping forward and arms come down. And that's the end of the Kiriroshi, the first technique. Now, next one is that Ukei steps out of the way and Tori will step in front. Excuse me. Okay, so you can see where the start position is, right at the tape. The distance should be such that Ukei is going to raise the arms upwards, fingers upwards, upwards to the height maximum there. Once she's at that point, you can see the hands are firm, and they're going to come down with the palm into the shoulder tops of Tori, pushing downward. There. You're going to see that Tori now is going to start to sink and twist. So you're going to watch the feet, particularly the Tori's left foot is going to step behind. The right foot steps across. And we're talking about small steps here. This is only like half a step. Then she's going to end up twisting and turning and facing Uke. So now she has her left foot in front. And at this time, she's already taken grip of Uke's right wrist. Tori is now going to step back with that left foot and forcing Uke to step forward with her right foot. There. Now, Tori has to turn one more time. So you're going to see Tori's right foot do a little cross step there and pivot. At that same time, what happened is she changed grips on the wrist. So Tori's changed grips by being fingers on top now. And you can notice how low her hips are, almost down to her heel. At this time also, you notice that Uke is very straight and has so far only taken the one step forward when Tori stepped back. So her right foot, Uke's right foot is forward. And what's going to happen now is Tori's going to start to pull that hand as if she's trying to do a forward throw, causing Uke to react by putting the hand on the hip. So as Tori starts to advance and start to elevate or to come up on her feet, then Uke is going to start to follow her and push with her hand, left hand. So this is now where Uke is showing the resistance with her left hand. It reaches a maximum point. So at this point here, you notice that Tori's heels are down, but Uke's heels are up because of the pulling that Tori is doing on the wrist. Once you reach the maximum height there, then Tori first turns the hip so the hand slides off her back, and she's going to step back with her right foot there, and then step behind with her left foot there. Her left hand is going to release the wrist and come across the chest and push that back, causing Uke to take a small step back with her left foot, or she's already done it. And so the final position is Tori stretching that arm well above her head at the angle and pushing back with the side of her left arm against Uke's chest. So Uke is now leaning back and is also blocked by Tori's left leg. And there's the tap. Then you release the pressure and you both walk back to the center tape and face each other. So remember, if you can visualize what you just saw, Uke is going to turn and face the back wall. The hand is now a sword. It's going to come up to your ear, your clock up. Once you reach the ear, turn to face so that the blade is facing forward. The blade should be stepping forward, Igor. Yeah. And step forward and cut. Avoid, yes, wait for it. Just one step back, one small step back with the right and left. And then, Tori, you're going to advance with the right foot. 2 steps forward, 2 big steps. Push the arm, push the arm. Now Uke is shifted. Uke now takes the left hand and spins Tori around. Tori is going to end up facing going to the corner, facing a little elbow kazushi there. Reach around, no gripping. We don't grab judogis, remember? No grabbing judogi. And now Tori is going to take the left thumb and stick it into and grab Uke's left palm from underneath. Okay. Once you now you have control with your thumb. Step behind by taking your left foot across your body. Step way behind. Step around, spin, face his back, and then step back one more time with your left foot. There, and stretch up. That's it. Good. and then hands down. Okay, now let's position ourselves for the second one. What does okay do? Move out of the way so that Tori can step in front. So Tori should be now stepping in front with the back toward okay, and Tori is facing this way. Okay. Now, okay, you're going to start to raise your hands up, turn your fingers up, and elevate it full height. Once you get to full height, you're going to drop it, arms down, and push the top of the shoulders with the palm. Tori, you're going to start to corkscrew, bringing your left foot back and bring your right foot across and pivot. So now you should end up facing your partner. Okay? At this time, take your left hand and do a Yahazu grip on the wrist. Yeah. Okay. Now you're going to have to turn one more time again. But first of all, let's step back with your left foot. Step back with your left foot. As you do that, pull so that okay has to step forward with the right foot. Right. Now you're going to have to do one more rotation. So Tori, take another step across with your right, pivot around. So now you have yourself in a position that looks like this. Both feet pointing ahead. We're not into the square position. We're in here. All right. Now, when you're starting to take off, you're going to move ahead and pull. And okay is going to push with the left hand into the back. Okay, so advance, stretch as high as you can and reach the maximum. Okay, once you have the maximum, Tori, then turn your hip to the left. Turn your hips to the left. All right, and then step back with your right foot first, and then put your left foot behind him. Left foot behind him. That's it. So now that you're behind them, you should be able to do the stretch. Okay, and okay should be now leaning back. Yeah, so just push it back across the chest. Yeah. And submit. Okay. Okay. So that's actually probably the most difficult one because it involves a lot of the different stepping that has to be done. And again, you really have to watch the video to see the different steps that you need to refresh yourselves. Yes. Okay, let's do the two together. You're starting off at the center. And okay, it's going to turn. Create the blade up to your head. Turn around face. Step forward with your right foot. Chop down with your left. Tori, hold it. Tori, when you step back, you should end up in the square position because you go back with your right, then left. Wait for it to go by, and then you advance with your right foot again. Pushing one, pushing two. Pull. Elbow, spin. Kazushi, elbow. Thumb in the palm. Thumb in the palm. And then end up in the submission position after you take your step, left foot, right foot square, and then step back with your left to finish. That's it. And like we did last week, we want the thumb in the palm so that we can create pressure on the wrist as well as elevate it. Okay, so okay, got all the way. Now Tori stepped in front. You're in a square position. Now you elevate your arms, okay, to the maximum height and lower it down to compress, okay, Tori downwards. Tori, you're going to step back first with your left foot. Step back with your left foot. Then across with your right foot and pivot. So you're facing your partner now. At that point, take your left hand and create the Yahazu grip on the wrist. Okay, so you guys should have one foot forward. The left foot is forward. Right? Yeah, okay. Now, Tori, you're going to step back with that left foot. That causes Tori to step forward with the right foot. Good. Now you're going to have to do that pivot one more time. So step across with your right foot, pivot. So now you have your left foot ahead. Now you're going to start to pull and you're going to advance. So start to move ahead. Tori's going to push on the back, reach the maximum height, Then turn your hip to the left, step back with your right foot, step behind with your left foot, and then stretch your arm across the chest while pulling that arm behind your head. That's it. Okay, and then the submission is with the tap, one tap. That's it. Okay. Okay, the next one is called the Naname Uchi. If you remember some of the other kata, the Naname is a slanting action, the slanting strike. And the objective of this one is to slice the uto of tori. So we have an uke that's face to face. Uke is going to bring his right hand up with the katana sword head, and is going to slice slightly downward toward the uto area of tori. Tori. Tori's going to avoid. This time it's not step back avoidance, it's just lean back avoidance. Lean back, let the hand go by. As it goes by, just sweep it across with your left hand. So avoid and sweep. At this point now, Tori is the one that's going to attack with another katana, but this time it's palm down. So rather than angle, it's palm down. The target again is the uto area of okay. No, Tori, you're Tori, sorry. All right. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Keep you guys flip around so much. All right. So what's he gonna do? Avoid. How's he gonna do it? Kaisabaki. Where's the target area? Here. So when he tries to grab the wrist of Uke or Tori, he's going to have it right in front of his face. There. Okay. Now she has to step forward to break it. So she's going to step forward with her left foot to break it. Once she's broken it here, now the elbow thing again. With the fingers down, you're going to twirl around in a circle there. But this time, rather than go over to the corner, she twirls on the spot and steps beside Uke. She's beside Uke. So she's basically in a T position on Uke. At this point now, she's going to be doing an uranagi. So her right arm is going to be around the hip to draw Uke in. The left hand is going to go onto the belt area. So you're going to have one hand pulling in, the other hand pushing up, fingers up, and just use your stomach to lift up your partner. The submission on this one is a slap above your head and then being put down. Yep, let's do it all at once now. So strike, avoid, catch, strike, pull, kazushi, break, sweep underneath, draw in, lift up, and slap, and let down. So all that should be done nice and smoothly with control and stability, and much slower than that. Right. So remember, you have to pull the person in to be able to do the uranagi. So the stomach has to come up to do the lifting and show the control. The other thing is that you have to aim for the targets. So if Tammy is going for the uto, she should aim for the uto and not assume that the uto will disappear. In other words, there always has to be avoidance. It has to be realistic. All right. So if she's not aiming there, then there's no reason for him to move. So what we're going to have is, okay, starting off with a right hand slash to the uto of Tori. Tori avoids by leaning back, sweeps the arm away with his left hand. Now he's going to step forward, step into the katana attack forward, avoid by catching it. All right. Now you have to break it by stepping forward to break it. At that point, the elbows cupped again and spin underneath that and step beside. Okay. One hand is around the belt. The other hand will be around the knot, fingers upwards. So you pull it in, and then lift up, lean back. Yeah. As you're being lifted up, then of course, Uke has nice form. The feet will come together. the arms will be out there like a Y, and you slap, and then your feet will stay together until just before you touch the ground, then you spin your feet apart. All right, and that would be the end of that one. So let's try that one more time. Okay, let's see the slash, the avoidance, step forward, break that grip, spin around, duck underneath, uranage, bring them in. You need to show that there's a pulling it in. Pull it in. And then out. Okay. After you finish that one, Tori is going to now turn, and they're both going to face the same direction here. Okay is going to initiate by taking the left hand and just grabbing Tori's right wrist. Tori is going and locking it down. So basically it's a lockdown. Tori is going to break that by using leverage on the elbow. Uke is not going to want that, so he's going to step ahead to take the pressure off. Now, when that happens, Uke is going to change the grips. Yeah. So one hand will go, the right hand will go on the elbow, the other hand will go onto Tori's shoulder, front shoulder area. And it's going to be a turning motion there. As that turning motion happens, Tori is going to reach back and grab the wrist, the waist area, and draw Uke in. And then it's going to be a lift action that starts off with a. What we should see is the pulling in to represent the ukigoshi, and then the hip coming out to represent the ogoshi. So there's actually two techniques going on there, and then lift. Okay. And then after that, there's a tap and the let down. Okay, so I'll just try to walk you through what should be seen is that you're standing there, you get your wrist held down. You're going to take a step forward and break it with the elbow. So the person can't hold anymore when you break it with the elbow. Person is going to start to turn you one more time. So at this point here, you're going to reach back, draw around the hip. Pull the hip in, or the arm in, and then start to do the lift. But before you do that, you just stick the hip out just a bit to get the ogoshi. It's really important that you get the hip so that Uke is going to be sitting on your back. So seizure, break. So this hand comes on the elbow. The other hand will come on the shoulder top. I haven't done anything yet. Anticipation, not good. Here, break. Okay, now Tori, okay, I'm okay. I'm going to start to turn. I'm going to try to turn her. But as she does that, she's going to reach back and pull me in. And then the lift. So she had to get the hip out for me to sit there. I should be able to sit on that back for a while. Okay. If we were to try to do the lift straight on, then it requires her to have a lot more strength to keep me on the back. So I'm gonna, okay. But this time I don't want her to stick out the hip so much. I want to try and end up more parallel. Okay, so here, break, here, dip. Now this time we're going to try to go more straighter on. Okay. Go.
You're gonna fall.
Yeah, that's the trouble. That okay. Yeah, you're gonna slip off. So if you can get that angle, then you're lying across Tori's back, and you can stay there forever. So the trick is when you reach back here, you pull it in, but then also do a little bit of a hip check out. So now that it becomes an ogoshi. But you have to do this pulling in because as you do in any ukigoshi, you're reaching behind and you're basically throwing over a slight hip. But this one, you need to convert it to an ogoshi. And so that's where that little hip check comes in. So now when you bend forward, you're lying on your back at an angle. Okay. Now, what is the handwork for? Okay, that part as well. So hopefully this is the best angle here. Lock it. She's going to break it here. So now this right hand is going to control the elbow area of Tori. Same time, this hand's going to release and get onto the front of this area here, because I'm trying to twist her around. But she takes advantage of that by dropping that shoulder behind. So this hand is coming behind now and sliding the hand. So we end up back into the elbow thing here. When she pulls the hand in, this one foot comes in and then is lifted. And then there's a tap there and a release there. Okay, so the lifting part, if you draw her in and use the hip, it's not too hard. If they're too straight, then it's a lot of work. All right, so let's try that one. This is called Kata Te Dori. Can you translate that one? But in this case, as you probably know, the word kata has multiple definitions. K-A-T-A. So definition could be kata is a form of demonstration. All these katas we're doing. Kata could be as a kataguruma, a shoulder, or in some cases, kata could be a single hand. So kata te in this case is a one hand or a single hand hold. In this definition, kata te is one hand hold. Right? And kata could mean other things. Okay? Single, kata forms, shoulder, multiple definitions. All right. So after you've finished the let down from the uranagi situation there, you're on the side. Okay, he's going to grab the wrist. Tori's going to step forward to the front. Don't step ahead. Don't step straight ahead, but step actually to the, so you're facing more to the side. Tori. We don't take big steps. Okay, this is actually a small step action. So if you're caught here, you're just going to take a small step to the front. Okay, break the hand. Now, with that breakage, this is where your hands are going to switch. Okay, he's going to cup the elbow with the right hand. Bring the front of the hand to the shoulder, front of the shoulder, and turn Tori. Tori's going to dip the shoulder down, the right shoulder down, to reach around the waist and use that to draw your partner into you. Once you're pull the partner in, then you just start to lift with the hip check out to the side. So draw her in and then lift up. That's it. Draw in, stay hip. Yep. There. Yep. Just about. Good. You're going. Yep. Okay. Remember, you need to have good core. Okay, you need to have good core. In other words, stiff. Plank yourself. That will allow yourself to be lifted up. After the tap, you let your partner down. Okay, so let's look at one more demonstration by Tammy and Jeff. Grab, step, break, elbow, shoulder, reach around, lift up, and tap. Let down. This one here, after the tap. The next one is called Kata Te Age. Translations. Kata Te, single hand, yeah. Some of the other katas had Okay, lift, lift. Yeah. Okay. So, what happened here is that after after the submission and let down here, then Tori's going to walk around, and Uke is going to step forward. So the end result is that you're roughly just inside the 4 meter spacing. So just inside, yeah. All right. Now what happens here is, again, we're going to see like the first one. The arm is going to come up toward your ear. Once it reaches the height vertical, then you're also going to start to come up on your toes so that you're leaning forward. Once they lean forward, then they take off. And what the idea is that they're supposed to collide with their arms on the inside. But Tori is avoiding, so there. Tori does the Tai Sabaki, turns. So then Uke, who is trying to do the strike, ends up coming down straight ahead. So it's important that, again, your feet are pointing in the direction that you were attacking, which was straight ahead. When that attack doesn't work, then there's a little fall through. But to the point where just Uke is leaning forward here. Now, when you're in an awkward position like this, now Uke wants to straighten up his body, right? He wants to get the posture back. But now Tori takes over with Kazushi in the other direction. So she rocks to this side now. And again, Uke doesn't like that, so he tries to go vertical. And again, this time, there's a pushing of the side here. So now he's also going to be leaned back in this position. So after the sway here, after you sway, straighten up here, then you're going to pull back a bit, slide the left hand on top of the shoulder and the right hand up to the wrist. And again, take a step back, right, left, so that you can arch your partner back up into the Kazushi position. So after the submission, then Tori steps forward to release the pressure. Okay, so let's try that one more time from the distance. What you should see is, again, the hands coming upwards and then continuing forward. And when you reach that forward point, you should be up on your toes, and because you're forward, you have to charge. What Tori has to do is make sure that just before the actual contact, that's when the Tai Sabaki happens, not beforehand. So in the reality, what you should be is you're almost touching each other before you do the Tai Sabaki. Okay, so just before we reach here, then Tai Sabaki. And when you do Tai Sabaki, this right hand here of Tori is going to just catch. So you're going to put the palm up to catch. Once you catch it, push it down. So I'm going to go from here to down, forcing him down further. He wants to straighten up. So when he straightens up, then I sway him to the other. It's only him that's swaying. Uke is the one swaying, not Tori. Tori has posture all through this. After that sway, straighten him up, pull him back into you, slide this hand, the left hand on top of the shoulder, slide this hand onto the wrist, and then step back and stretch backwards. And then step forward. So what Uke is trying to do is, there's a lot of discussion about what are they trying to do on this one. Some people say, is it swords or something, or are we attacking with weapons? No. And we're not trying to strike the face at all either. So it looks like all we're trying to do is hook our arms and walk through each other and smash. And I don't know if it's like the old Lancelot driving for each other. But again, because Tori doesn't want that to happen, that's why Tori does the Tai Sabaki, avoidance. So then Uke will come crashing through, but then down, and then Uke wants to straighten up. So that's where you get the action reaction. All right. So on these ones here, some of the key points when you're elevating your arm up, then reach the height maximum, and then start to lean forward and go. Remember, we say that everything should have motion and fluidity. This is another case where we don't want to just suddenly perk ourselves up like a toaster out of the toaster, and then go. We want to try to make it nice and smooth, and then go. And it's small little stutter steps that you take toward each other. And just before you make the contact, Taisabaki by Tori. Okay, fall through, and then try to straighten up your body. As you straighten up your body, then you're going to end up facing the side direction. So try not to anticipate the directions. Make sure you do the first action in its entirety. Okay, let's give that one a try. This is called Kata Te Age versus Kata Te Dori. So you can recognize the difference in the actions. We are roughly just inside the 4-meter area. We are going to do the arms up like a clock. Bring it up with your palm forward. Get right to your ear, to the arm to the ear. Go right up to your toes, and then start to lean. Once you start to lean, you go, and just before you make contact, Taisabaki. Yes, by Tori. Right? Now you're facing the side. So now you're going to sway the person the other way by bringing your left hand on the side of the arm of Uke and sway the other direction. Once you sway them back into the square position, straight position, now you can pull them back slightly into you and then step back after you slid your hand up to the wrist and the other hand up to the shoulder. So your left hand will end up on top of Uke's shoulder top. The right hand will end up on the wrist. Again, stepping back and doing a nice vertical stretch or stretch up and back. Submit, and then step forward. Let's see where we're at. Okay, this is the Naname. Okay, so you can see that. I'll try to explain this one as we go along. You guys see it okay? Good. Guys? Okay, there's the slash to the uto. One, there's avoidance, and then the sweep by Tori's left hand. There. Now Tori's loading up her right hand katana and stepping into it toward uto. Avoidance there, grabbing the wrist. Okay, now has control of Tori's wrist and does kazushi by pulling it ahead. There. Because it's pulled ahead, now Tori has to step forward with her left foot to get posture back. There, she has posture, and now she's able to break that grip that's on her wrist. There. Now you can see that Uke has cupped the elbow and is going to do the spin underneath. Now you can see that Tori is going to step into the T position beside Uke. There. Now you're going to see that the arm starts to wrap around the belt. Draws are in. The left hand goes into the knot area. Japan's the only team that I know of that Tori actually slips her fingers underneath the belt. I'm not aware of any other team that does that. But anyway, you can see the arms are getting all prepped by Uke. The lift occurs. She's already in the clap position there with the hands. Reaches the height. Submits. And then is lowered down. And that's the end of the Nameuchi. At the end, you can see now they turned side by side facing the same direction. And the hand seizure starts for this Kata Te Dori. Grab the wrist, lock it down. Now to break it, Tori is going to step forward with her right foot. There. Now Uke is going to use that elbow with her right hand and reach around with her left hand to the front of Tori's the front area, heart. There. It's going to turn, and you can see that really there's no stepping going on yet. As Tori comes around, she's going to reach around the belt. There. And you couldn't see it, but there's a changing of the grip. So now they're elbow to elbow controlling it on the other side that you can't see. And you can see how Tori is arched back, but now she's going to straighten up and draw Uke in. And you can see Uke is still using her right hand on the back to prop against Tori's back. The feet of Uke come together, and the lift occurs. And you can see how straight Tori's legs are and how straight Uke is in her body. Up to the maximum height, tap, and then slowly bring her back to the ground. And that's the end of Katate Dori. Now we're going to go to that just under 4 meter spacing. So she's going to step ahead there, and that's your starting point for the Katate Age. Again, the hand will turn into a katana. So it'll turn palm forward there, the right hand. The right hand will be elevated up to the maximum height there. So they're up on their toes and their arm is straight. Their body is straight. They're not body or a hand bent out of the sync. It's all in a straight line. Now they're going to start to advance and strike. Tai Sabaki is actually a rear Tai Sabaki. In other words, Tori's right foot went back rather than stepping forward to avoid. You can see that Tori is now pushing Uke's arm downwards first, there. And then as Uke tries to stand up straight, that hand comes underneath there. So now the right hand of Tori is underneath, and you notice that the left hand is on the elbow of Uke. So she has elbow control with both her hands. Sways it to the other side there. Again, you notice that Tori keeps posture vertically, and Uke is the one that is tilted. Uke wants to straighten out, so she will straighten out there. And then there was the pull in. Tori pulled Uke inwards toward herself, and then switches the grips to the wrist and the shoulder top, steps back, and stretches for the submission. Release, you step forward left, right, and release the arms. And that's the end of that one. And that would be the beginning of the next set, which would be Obi-Tori. Okay? Any questions about the stepping? Really, there's a lot of intricate pieces in this kata. There's very much precision, and there is very much supposed to be the motion, the fluidity, as we spoke about. Okay, so again, this is the second set. I don't know if you know, like in other katas, there's a pattern between each set. In Nagana kata, for example, starts off with hand techniques. Next set is hip techniques. Next set is ashi, leg techniques. In Juno kata, I don't think there is a set reason why certain techniques are in each set. You just have to remember that this set here has the 5 actions, which starts off with a kiriroshi cutting action, and then it has the slashing action, and then the pushing down, sorry, and then the stretching one, and then the slashing action, and then we have the holding one where we break it and do the hip technique, and then finally we do the charging and the stretching back as the 5. So whether to say there's a pattern there, I don't recognize it. All you know that in total there's 15 techniques in Juno kata, and these were the 5 in the second set. Okay, so there's no real theme other than, again, throughout the whole kata, we want to have the action flowing along non-stop. And so even with the kiriroshi, if you're a tori, you want to see that you're almost like simulating a wave. So when the knife comes down, you're sort of stepping back as if there's a wave, and then there's pushing ahead. So it's like a wave coming in and the wave going forward, and then the rotation. So it's this constant motion that should be, again, smooth and controlled. And as you can see with Juno kata, because everything is done so slowly, everybody can see if the stepping was correct. Everybody can see if the control is there, especially if you're holding somebody up there and you're shaking, then that's not a good sign. You want to have control throughout all this. So again, right now it's very choppy because we're just taking pieces. And again, for you folks, you might not have seen these actions before, so it does take a lot of time to practice it. Eventually, you'll be comfortable with each of the techniques, and then you have to try to make it blend together. And sometimes the trick with that is to go actually faster than you normally would do, just to make sure that you have the fluidity and then slow it down. But there's different strategies in how you want to end up doing it with smoothness and motion. And I think I would like to walk you from the first set as a refresher. And if you haven't done this, we will talk you through the first step as a refresher. All right, so let's start off with that. And since we have showmen over there, let's have the tories on that side and the ukes on this side. Okay, start you off at the edge of the contest area. So assume that you have a tape in front of you 1 meter inwards. Okay, so we're at the edge of the contest area. The contest area in this case is the red inwards. So everybody should be outside the contest area. Right. Okay. Whenever you do a formal bow, the heels are together, your back is straight, and your hands are on your side. And when you bow, you try to keep your back straight. So do an outside bow, first of all, to each other. Right? And up. Now you're going to advance to the 1 meter tape. So take 2 half steps, and you should be at the tape. Good. Now you're going to turn to face showmen and do a standing bow that way. Good. And then face each other. And 1 bow to each other there. Good. Now you're going to take 1 large step ahead, so you're roughly a meter ahead of the white tape. All right. Now you're going to take 2 half steps, so you end up 2 meters apart. Good. Now, okay, you're going to start off with a sword action, driving ahead with Sugiyashi. 3rd step, you should hit the uto of Tori. Tori, you're going to avoid with Tai Sabaki. Catch it with the thumb down with your right hand and make take a couple more steps because you're pulling him forward. Once he stops, he should stop in front of you. You get both hands grabbed, and you're going to stretch the person back. Okay, so let's get to that point. Stepping ahead 1, stepping ahead 2, hit the 3. On 3, Tai Sabaki. Avoid. Take a couple more steps. So now Tori's right behind. Okay, we're going to stretch those arms back. All right, now who's going to escape? Tori's going to escape. He's going to turn the heel to the outside. Tori's going to follow with the toe to the outside. Okay, you've done that turn, yes. Now who's going to escape? Tori. So Tori should have turned his heel to the outside, brought his feet together, and then did the spin. Okay. After the spin, lock the arm on the side, slide it up to the shoulder top with the left hand, slide the other hand, step back, and stretch him upwards. Step back 2 steps. So 1, 2. Then to release, you step forward, left, right. Okay. After that, now Tori's going to turn by swinging the left leg or right leg back. So now Tori's facing the side. And you're going to step behind. So your right foot is in line with Tori's left foot. All right, this is Kata Oshi. So we're going to do the shoulder push. Going to take the right hand and push against Tori's left back, bend forward, and start to shuffle back. Grab the finger base. All right, keep shuffling back. As the Tori turns the face, step forward with a strike to the eyes. Keep moving back, strike to the eyes, and turn him around. Okay. It's basically in a stick 'em up position, leaning backwards. Stretch him back, submit by stepping back with the left foot, then release by stepping and arms down. Okay. Now, from that position, Tori is going to walk in front of and we're going to do a 2-hand seizure. So you got to be within range. You got to be close range here. Okay, you're going to grab the wrist and lock down. Tori, you're going to step back with your wrist pulling back slightly, but step back with your left foot. Right. You're going to break that right hand grip by bringing your right elbow across and then reach across. As you do that, you're going to do a cross step with your right foot, reach across and grab the elbow, and then turn around so that you're facing the other direction. You have a left hand Yahazu, Yahazu with your left hand. Yes. Okay, and then you would do a lift there, right? And then after the lift, let them down, and then just stand there back to front. Next one is kata mawashi. So you're going, okay, it's going to bring the hands up to the front and the back of the shoulder and turn your partner. As your partner gets turned, Tori is going to sweep with the left hand and cup the inside of the, okay, and step back slightly with your left foot. So there's a little kazushi there. Now step forward with your right foot in the cross step and spin around. So you're going to do a sail nagi type of lift. Okay, okay, core posture and prop yourself on the back. Good. Yeah, that's good. And tap and let them down. Once you let down, natural position, Tori is going to take 2 steps forward and turn. So left, right, and turn. Left, right, and turn. Other way. Yeah. Okay, next one's Yago Oshi. So now again, like the first one, you're going to advance, okay, with the advancing the sword and push against the jaw, but by leaning back and turning your face toward the side. So turn and grab it with your right thumb in the palm from underneath, yeah. So you're going to pull, all right? Now you're going to have to step forward with your right foot, left foot beside it, and meanwhile, okay, you have the opportunity to strike with the katana, yes. So this time, Tori's going to catch that with his right hand, or left hand, thumb in the palm, and twist him around, so now his back is toward you. Stretch the arm up, and stick him up, and then pull it back toward your shoulders. Lean him back. Right? And then stepping back, okay, and then step forward, Tori, to release. Right? Then we're going to walk back to the center. Walk back to the center and face each other. This is the first one of the second set, so this is the cutting one, Kiriroshi. So you got to be within range to cut. If you're too far apart, you won't hit the target. The target is the top of the head. So, okay, you're going to turn to the side. Your arm is going to go up toward your ear, and you're going to turn and face, and slice down on top of the head, stepping forward with your right foot. Okay, avoid, step back, 1, 2, Tori. Now, once you have that, step forward with your leading with your left foot, right foot ahead, and then second right foot ahead. Sugiyashi style. Okay, you're going to cup the elbow and turn, spin them around. Come around to the corner. Tori, you end up in the corner. Yep. Okay, now grab the thumb into the palm with your left hand. Left hand, get the thumb. Yeah. And then once you have that, step around to the rear, left, spin, so right's beside you, and then step back with your left one more time. Stretch by pushing the shoulder and lifting up the hand. Good. Okay, now we want Tori to step in front of you, so okay, why don't you just step back a bit so you can step in front of you. Tori can step in front, and we're going to do the roll kata oshi. This is the corkscrew one. So hands up, get the elevation, straight down, and okay, you're going to step back with your left foot, step across with your right, and you turn. So when you turn, you got 1 foot ahead. Right? Grab the wrist with your left hand. Right? Now you're going to step back with Tori's going to step back with the left foot, 1 step back, forcing Tori to step forward. Now Tori is going to have to spin 1 more time, so step across and spin. Then you're going to take off from down, way down low, advance. And okay, it's going to push the back, so your maximum height. And then Tori, you're going to turn your hips to the left. Then step back with your right foot first and behind with the left foot. Stretch them back with your arm. Put that hand behind your head. You got the wrong hand. You got the wrong hand. Throw the wrong hand. Yeah, and stretch them back. Okay, that's the end of that one. Okay, then we come back to the center, and we're going to do Nanami Uchi. Okay, that's a slant. So again, you gotta be within range. It can't be too far apart. All right, we're gonna slice across. Avoid Tori by leaning back. Sweep the arm across your body. Okay? And then once you swept the bot, Tori's going to attack with his sword to the Uto and Tai Sabaki avoidance by Uke. Catch it the other way. Yeah, that's it. Okay, with that arm stretched out, Tori's going to have to take a step forward with the left foot to break it. Okay. Now, Uke is going to do the spin. And Tori, you're going to spin around beside Uke. So now you're in the Uranaga position. Then you do the lift. Up, down. Okay, now you're going to be side by side facing the front. Okay, this is the katate dori. So one hand hold, grab the wrist. Okay, Tori, you're going to step to the front and break it. Okay, you're going to do the turning of the body with your elbows, the hands. Don't just turn the body. You gotta get in front, yeah. And now you're gonna reach around and get the arm around the waist and do the ukigoshi to ogoshi lift. Good. Let him down. Okay, then Tori's gonna walk around to the other side. And okay, you're gonna just take a small step back. So you're equal distance from the tape, just inside the 4-meter area. Now you're going to do the katate age. So arms up to your toes. Once you lean forward, take off toward the center and avoid. And sweep, straighten up your body, sway them over to the other side, straighten them out, and then pull them back. Okay, and that would be the end of the set 2. I'll have this showing up with the video from Japan, and use that to refresh your memory on how actions are. So many little pieces there, it's hard for you to remember everything. But if you watch the video, hopefully it'll come back to you.